you got to go through, Drew, the anatomy of a goat behind you. We kind of hit it before because I thought it was so good, but tell where that came from. Most of us are thinking greatest of all time, but tell us kind of how you guys have your own spin on it and kind of give a little bit of maybe kind of the feel of your company, so to say.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, if you are watching my video, you can see it here, but it really goes back to the original founders of EverQuote. It's a guy named Seth Birnbaum and Tomas Revez, and unfortunately, Seth actually passed away unexpectedly in 2020, a couple months after acquisition. But Seth was like larger than life, like everything that you would think, from like an entrepreneur and a publicly traded CEO. I mean, he brought everybody along. He had everybody aligned on the vision. He really caused people to move, caused people to action. But he also did it with with love and care. But before they actually started EverQuote, Seth and Tomas worked for a company. And the story goes that this guy they were working for worked them really, really hard. They were working 6-7 days a week. Granted, they're two MIT grads, genius dudes, up in Boston. But they came up with this phrase. They just kind of started calling each other goats, and not in the sense of greatest of all time, but like, hey, dude, you're a goat. Like, you're doing all the work. Just go do goat work, right? And so they were working all the time. So anyway, when EverQuote came along and they started having success, of course, this was their own company, and it started to grow and grow and grow, and eventually they took it public in 2018. The goat kind of became the unofficial mascot, and this image that you see behind me, is the anatomy of a goat. Kind of encompasses, these 5 values that team members at EverQuote, our employees or team members, whether you're an engineer, an analyst, you work on the agency side, you're, senior leader, CEO, whatever. This GOAT image kind of includes 5 really attributes or 5, values of the company. So I'll kind of start at the top left. You can't see it too well, but the first one is data centricity. Again, MIT grads, our company's full of genius level people, but we make decisions with data, and you can't just come in and say I feel this way. You got to have data to back it up. So data centricity is a huge value of ours. Heart, you can see the heart kind of cut out of the goat. We want to have heart. We want people to have be passionate about what they do. The bottom one is, behind this mic stand is bootstrapping. This really resonated with Josh and I. Bootstrapping, means you do everything you can to try to get a project off the ground. EverQuote did not raise a lot of money, before having success and going public, and bootstrapping is a concept we talk about often. On the top, we have tenacity. This is, you think about exactly what that term means. We just work hard and we're tenacious. We're tenacious entrepreneurs. We want people to have that mindset. And then finally, at the end is impact. We want to know that what the company's doing is having an impact on insurance shoppers, on consumers, and that really aligns with the company mission statement. And so that's the anatomy of a goat.